Hello, branch managers. It's Todd Screaming here, talking about deal structuring. And I get a lot of feedback from training in different departments that the loan officers don't know how to place a loan. And someone shared this with me a long time ago, and some of this is just stuff that I've come up with over the years for myself. When you think about deal structuring, we're going to assume that the appraisal is always going to come in at value because 99% of the time it does. And we don't know that information yet, usually when we're meeting with the borrower. So it really boils down to cash credit income, okay? So cash credit income. And Jim Caffrini told me years ago, one of my original mentors, he says, Todd, this is not like baseball. If you have 2 strikes, you're out. And I said, what do you mean? He says, well, if you don't have any cash and you got bad credit, no income's going to fix that. And, it just really made sense. So as I was a loan officer doing thousands of loans over the years, I really paid attention to that. And he's right. So the first thing is around deal structuring is teaching your loan officers, hey, 2 strikes and you're out. If you've got this and this problem, the third one ain't going to, overcome all those things. And so that's a very basic one. Then something else that's very basic is this. When you look at and let me just take each 3. When you take about cash, if they don't have, 10 or 20% down, you're automatically thinking government loan, okay? Because they're the ones that have low down payment, okay? And they have the DAPs and they have all that stuff. So tell your loan officers, if they don't have 10% down payment, you're automatically going to go into government. So don't even think about all the jumbos and the high balance and the conventional, right? None of that stuff matters. It's just FHA or maybe VA if they're a veteran. Okay, or USDA. So that's one thing around cash. When it comes to credit, if they're below 700 credit score, automatically be thinking government. Automatically, okay? Why? Because the ratio restrictions on a conventional loan are obviously tighter than FHA. And you could argue they're much tighter. There's sometimes it's hard to get a conventional loan, depending on the credit score, approved at, say, a 36 or 38 ratio, but you'll do the same loan on FHA and go to 50, okay, or 48. So that's a huge difference, okay? So when it comes to credit, below 700, push them, you're automatically thinking FHA. And you're talking to the client that way. And then the last thing is income. So cash credit income. Their income is challenged, or FHA is just more lenient on income than other things. Where hey, if I got no ratio problems and I make $10,000 a month on straight salary and I've been there for 15 years, yeah, that's starting to smell more like a conventional loan if they have the down payment and a high credit score. So you automatically here's where people get into trouble when we talk about structuring deals. And a lot of you, if you have loan officers like this, you got to get this out of them. You got to beat it out of them, or else they're going to continue to cause problems within the branch. That is that they're because they really care about the client, their heart's in the right place, they're trying to get them a conventional loan, but they really shouldn't. They really should have talked about a FHA loan or a USDA loan or something like that right from the beginning. And so by teaching them these simple deal structuring tips, 2 strikes and you're out, learning how to understand what's conventional and what's FHA, just those simple things will really help them on deal structuring, okay? The last thing is just a point around products. And people know we offer so many products, it's ridiculous. But here's the people, if you want us to adopt a product, send an email to the products department and have a discussion with them on how much business you can do and all that stuff, and we'll consider it. Here's what we don't do. We're not trying to, do a whole training mechanism and set up compliance and set up templates and all this stuff in order to do 2 loans a month. If we can't do 10 loans or more a year, it just doesn't, it takes us a couple months to do all that stuff and to do the training and do all that stuff. So we're not going to say that we're going to do every single product just because someone requests it. It's got to develop a rate of return. And at the end of the day, there's going to be some little tiny products that we'll say no to just because it's too much to do 1 loan a month and keep that product, okay? So that's the big picture, guys. Some deal structuring tips and some product tips that will really help your loan officers, and something that you can give them as kind of wise gifts, okay? Thanks for listening, guys.